Picture this. I'm standing in my kitchen, staring at a blender caked with the remnants of some neon green protein concoction. And I can't help but wonder how my life became a backdrop to a fitness infomercial. My name's Harry. I'm 46. And I've been tethered to my wife Lisa for 18 years now. We collided into each other's lives at a backyard barbecue hosted by a mutual friend. Back when we were in our late 20s, all awkward laughs and stolen glances over charred hot dogs. We've weathered storms and savored calm seas since then, and I've always believed our marriage was a sturdy ship, even if the waters got choppy at times. Lisa, at 43, is a burst of energy, vibrant, unstoppable, and for the past 5 years, utterly consumed by her love for fitness. She's at the gym more than she's home, sculpting herself into something I barely recognize some days. Me, I'm the opposite. An accountant by trade, I'm glued to a desk, crunching numbers while my idea of a workout is the trek from my office chair to the fridge for a soda. I'm not exactly the poster boy for athleticism, and I'll be the first to admit it, with a sheepish grin. Our home, nestled in a quiet suburban pocket of a mid-sized city, mirrors the predictability of my days. Neat lawns, identical mailboxes. The hum of routine, it's all so familiar I could navigate it blindfolded. Inside, though, Lisa's world dominates. The kitchen counters are a shrine to her health, Kix jars of supplements, half-empty shaker bottles, and that infernal blender. So here I am, sitting in the passenger seat of Lisa's car, my hands fidgeting with the frayed hem of my old sweatpants as we pull into the parking lot of Iron Pulse Fitness. The place is massive, a modern fortress of glass and steel, with floor-to-ceiling windows that let you peek right into the sweat-drenched world inside. Sleek cars line the lot, shiny SUVs and sporty coupes that make our modest sedan look like it rolled in from a different decade. I can already feel the knot in my stomach tightening. This isn't my scene. It's not by a long shot. But I'm here for Lisa, to bridge the gap that's been growing between us, to share in something that lights her up like nothing else. We step out, and as we approach the entrance, the thumping bass of some high-energy track spills out even before the automatic doors slide open. Inside, the air hits me like a wall sharp with the tang of sweat and the sterile bite of rubber mats. The clanging of weights echoes like a chaotic symphony, and I'm instantly overwhelmed. Everywhere I look, there are people who seem carved from stone, moving with a confidence I can only dream of. I glance down at my faded t-shirt, the one with a hole near the collar I didn't notice until now, and I feel like I've wandered into a lion's den wearing a meat suit. Lisa, though, is in her element, rocking a neon workout set that hugs her frame like it was painted on. She's waving to familiar faces, tossing out bright hellos as we weave through the crowd, while I trail behind, trying not to trip over my own feet. The gym, here I am, standing in the middle of Iron Pulse Fitness, feeling like a fish out of water as Lisa guides me over to the weight area. She's all smiles, her energy infectious as she picks up a pair of dumbbells and shows me how to do a basic bicep curl. Her form is flawless, every movement precise, while I'm over here barely able to lift the lightest weights without my arms trembling like they're about to give out. She adjusts the bench press machine for me next, explaining how to position myself, her voice calm and encouraging. But I can't help noticing the eyes of all these sculpted gym-goers around us. I'm convinced they're silently judging me. The out-hove-shaped guy in the worn-out t-shirt, struggling to keep up with the simplest exercises. My cheeks burn with embarrassment, but Lisa doesn't seem to notice. She's patient, offering pointers, telling me to breathe through the reps. But I can't shake the feeling that I'm making a fool of myself in this sea of fitness perfection. As we move through the routine, a guy approaches us, and I immediately clock him as someone who belongs here. He's tall, chiseled, probably in his early 30s, with tattoos snaking down both arms like a roadmap of ink. His name's Derek, and he's got this wide, easy grin as he strides over. Lisa's face lights up the moment she sees him, brighter than I've seen all day. And to my surprise, she steps close to him, her hand brushing against his chest in a way that feels too familiar. They laugh about something, their voices low. And I'm left standing there, dumbbell still in hand, feeling like an outsider in my own marriage. My heart does a little stutter, a pang I can't ignore. When I finally muster the courage to ask who he is, Lisa waves it off with a casual laugh. "Oh, that's just how we greet each other here, Harry. It's a gym thing." Her words are light, but they don't settle the unease brewing in my chest. I tell myself I'm overthinking it, that I'm just not used to this world. I'm hunched. Over at the squat rack now, the barbell pressing into my shoulders as I lower myself down, legs quivering like they're about to betray me. Sweat stings my eyes, dripping down my forehead in hot, relentless streams. But the physical burn is nothing compared to the fire raging in my mind. I can't stop seeing it Lisa, just moments ago, leaning into Derek near the bench area, her lips brushing against the side of his neck in a way that felt like a punch to my gut. Was it a playful gesture? A secret signal? I don't know, but it's looping in my head like a broken record, each replay tightening the vice around my chest. I steal another glance across the gym, where they're standing by the water fountain now. Their heads are tilted toward each other, too close, their body language screaming a kind of ease I haven't felt with Lisa in months. Her laughter cuts through the pounding gym music, sharp and bright, like a blade slicing into me. It's louder than the clank of weights, louder than my own ragged breathing as I push through another shaky squat. My legs scream in protest, but I keep going, trying to focus on the count 1, 2, 3, anything to drown out the noise of my doubts. But that knot in my chest just keeps tightening, a heavy, suffocating weight that makes every breath feel like a battle. I catch my reflection in the wall of mirrors as I rack the bar, and I barely recognize myself. My face is pale, almost ghostly, with dark circles under my eyes that seem deeper than they were this morning. My faded t-shirt clings to my skin, soaked through, and I look like a man on the edge, haunted by something I can't name yet. The gym around me feels heavier now, the air thick with tension that's all in my head. The fluorescent lights buzz overhead, casting harsh shadows, and the constant thud of weights hitting the floor feels like a countdown to something I'm not ready for. I can't take it anymore. I wipe my hands on my sweatpants and walk over to Lisa, my heart pounding harder than it did during the workout. I'm sprawled out on the mat now, stretching my aching muscles after that brutal workout, every fiber in my body screaming for mercy. My hamstrings are tight, my back feels like it's been through a meat grinder, and I'm just trying to breathe through the discomfort, focusing on the coolness of the mat beneath me. Lisa's a few feet away, doing some fancy yoga pose, her body bending in ways that defy logic, while I'm over here barely able to touch my toes. My mind's still a mess, though, replaying every little interaction I've seen today. Every laugh, every touch that felt too personal. I'm trying to shake it off, to tell myself I'm imagining things. When I see Derek sauntering over, that cocky smirk plastered on his face like he owns the place. Lisa notices him too, and before I can even process it, she's on her feet, closing the distance between them with a bounce in her step. My heart starts thumping hard, a drumbeat of dread in my chest as I watch them, unable to look away. I'm frozen, my hands gripping the edge of the mat, waiting for some innocent explanation. But then, in a split second, everything shatters. She leaps into his arms, her legs wrapping around his waist with a familiarity that hits me like a freight train. Their lips crash together in a deep, hungry embrace, right there in the middle of the gym. No shame, no hesitation. It's not just a peck, it's raw, intense. It's the kind of moment that leaves no room for misinterpretation. A display of passion I haven't felt from her in years. My world collapses in on itself. My breath catches in my throat, sharp and painful, like I've swallowed glass. My hands start trembling, the mat beneath me blurring as my vision swims. The noise of the gym, the clanging weights, the pulsing music, the chatter, it all fades into a dull, distant roar, like I'm underwater, drowning in this moment. I can't tear my eyes away, even though every second burns worse than the last. I see her hands clutching his shoulders, fingers digging in like she that night. After we got back from Iron Pulse Fitness, I couldn't sleep a wink. I paced the creaky floors of our suburban home, the silence of the house pressing down on me like a weight. My mind was a broken reel, replaying that gut-wrenching scene over and over. Lisa in Derek's arms. Their connection so blatant, so raw, it tore through every memory of us I held dear. Rage boiled in my veins, mixing with a heartbreak so deep it felt like my chest might cave in. I gripped the edge of the kitchen counter, staring at that cursed blender, wondering how I'd been so blind. How I'd let our life slip through my fingers. Every laugh we'd shared, every quiet moment felt like a lie now, tainted by what I'd witnessed. I wanted to scream, to shatter something, but all I could do was pace, trapped in a loop of pain and fury until the first light of dawn crept through the windows. By morning, I'd made up my mind. I couldn't live with this betrayal hanging over me. I stormed through the house, gathering everything of hers I could find: her workout clothes, her gym bag stuffed with gear, the little trinkets she kept on her nightstand. Hauled it all out to the backyard, piling it into a haphazard mound on the patchy grass. My hand shook as I grabbed a can of lighter fluid from the shed, the cold metal slick against my palm. I doused the pile, the sharp chemical stench stinging my nostrils, and struck a match. The flames roared to life, hungry and fierce, devouring her things with a crackling intensity. I stood there, the heat licking at my face, mirroring the inferno inside me. The acrid smell of burning fabric and melting plastic filled the air, thick and bitter, as I watched pieces of our shared life turn to ash. It wasn't just her stuff I was burning, it was the illusion of us, the trust I'd clung to for so long. I needed this purge, this violent release, to carve her out of my heart. Hours later, when Lisa pulled into the driveway, I was waiting. I stood and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment if you enjoyed this story. This will help us create more engaging stories for you.